If there's an abandoned mental hospital in your town, the kind left over from the early 20s, the kind the mayor probably uses to make the yearly Halloween haunted house, you've probably heard all sorts of stories about it. That it's filled with angry ghosts, that the psychos that used to be there are still roaming and wanting to gut you with rusty weapons. Have you ever really thought about mental hospitals, though? The patients had it rough. So rough, you wonder what made them crazier, their own brain, or the place they went to after diagnosis. The lucky ones were just locked up and ignored. Someone would come get their vital signs and administer a pill. The hospital wasn't a place to get treated, just a shelter where a person could get medicated. But a shelter is supposed to be a good thing. In some of the older hospitals, you'll find the places where the patients were abused, especially the women. The places where people who refused to conform to society were labeled insane, then poked, prodded, drugged, and even assaulted by corrupt doctors. It wasn't even shelter. Maybe they slept on a dirt-caked floor, or got chained to a wall. The patients who were violent to begin with got the worst of it. They were given a straitjacket and a dank, smelly room with a solid iron door and no furniture. That was all. They simply sat in the dark and prayed their own supposedly twisted minds would be good enough to last them through their stay. You have to understand that all these patients were mistreated daily. They went through personal hells repeatedly. You wouldn't blame them if their spirits stuck around to do a little haunting, a little mass murder. But none of them did. They all passed on. Their souls went to the afterlife fairly quietly. To heaven or hell? We don't know. None of the patients remain around here anymore, though, and they wouldn't bother you. That being said, it's still a good idea to avoid the local mental hospital. The rumors of hauntings aren't quite as false as you'd like to believe. After all, those doctors were psychotic. The patients had to keep on guard, watch out for them. You just have to worry about what's left of them.